Hello, everyone. It's David Sanya from the David Sanya podcast, and today's guest we have Sujay. She's a Christian R&B singer who's been doing music for 2 years. Recently went viral on TikTok and Instagram, and has now generated millions of streams and views across multiple platforms. Thank you for coming on the podcast, Sujay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Before we get into the music, you're currently in college. You started two businesses. You have a job, did an internship, while also being an artist. How are you
Yes.
managing to balance everything?
Um, well, luckily, it's summertime, so
Okay.
school is, out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I kind of had to shift my focus, from everything I was doing and focus on like a couple things at a time instead of trying to do all of that. But yeah, the internship was just January to May. So when it ended, I pretty much decided, okay, since my career is taking off more now, like I have to
Mm-hmm.
solely focus on this if,
Mm-hmm.
in order to steward it well and just keep it going. So yeah, balancing it while it was all going on, that was very difficult.
Okay. Okay. So currently you're just mainly focused on the music right now with college.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I went through a bunch of your TikToks just to get a bit of
Mhm.
insight into you as a person. And something that I found interesting that you said was essentially in the past you've mentioned you've never been one to take the easy road.
Mhm.
Does that ideology Was it that ideology that influenced you to take on multiple challenges at once?
Yes, that mentality definitely helped me get through because this is definitely not easy. It's
Mm-hmm.
not practical. Um, Nobody around me has really ever done it. So,
Mm.
except for my producer. So we kind of have been learning together. We're the same age, so we're both young. He had more experience doing the groundwork, like the production. He makes the
Mm-hmm.
beats, he mixes, masters. So I got really blessed and lucky that I could really just focus on songwriting and developing myself as an artist. And he pretty much did all the the nitty gritty with making it sound good and professional. So,
Oh, you guys are
but
doing a great job together. The music actually sounds great, so that's good.
thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay. So, a lot of the people who are going to be listening to this podcast are going to be artists like you.
hmm
Could you speak to how your music went viral? Was it completely random? Was there some thought and strategy that went into it? How did it look like for you?
Yeah, there was a little bit of thought strategy. So I'm actually in college for marketing. That's my major.
Mm.
So, um, this year, well, this past semester, I was a junior. So I really started to get the classes that taught, like audience targeting to the audience. So I really used what I was learning in my class and a little bit of, um, like I would follow people whose jobs were to study algorithms since I didn't have time to study the algorithms. And I would just take notes whenever I had time. And like I started posting more. And at first I was trying to do multiple platforms, like, um, look at Instagram, look at TikTok, look at YouTube.
Mhm.
And it was very overwhelming with everything I had going on, school, classes. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on one app. So I chose TikTok because I saw a lot of people, especially in my genre, being successful on TikTok. So I followed 2 or 3 accounts. I made a whole new account. So I started from scratch. And I just left my old account for personal. So everything I posted was strictly about music. I started to learn about branding in my classes as well. So I really just used a bunch of like branding information I was learning from class. I'm actually at a college that it's called DMI, so it's the Delta Music Institute.
Okay.
So a lot of my classes were specifically for like artists trying to learn about the industry and, you know, just learn how to grow. So those specific classes with my marketing classes that like weren't so specific for artistry really helped to just put me in that mindset of like how to advertise myself and just, you know, I think learning who I needed to reach was a big part of like what I made my content based around. So once I learned who I was trying to reach, along with like the algorithm a little bit from what I knew, like, and these accounts I follow, they were just saying like, you know, post this much, post this time. So I would just take little tips from every account, and I call it like a trick I discovered. So I really wasn't in a position where I could like sit down and create a week's worth of content one day. So what I would do was I started off just talking, making like 3 1-minute talking videos, and I would post them every day because it's easy for me to just talk like about music. So I kept it niche specific. I talked about like Christian music versus like secular music and just my opinions, and I would eventually delete them like the next day or two because I don't know, I was just like really just testing to see what people like, what did well. And I was like, and TikTok doesn't really care if the video stays up as far as like consistency, just cares about, you know, if you post it. So I would get my post in. If it wasn't up to quality, I would delete it. But I think that helped a lot for the algorithm. There was a time where I stopped being as consistent. Like I wasn't doing it every single day because like time wise, I just didn't have the time to keep doing that. And so I would do like every other day. And I also was in the middle of rebranding. So when I rebranded, I stopped. But I think all of that has to play into part with, you know, that one video going viral. And since I had, you know, a whole bunch of videos already, people naturally just went to look at those. So some of those started to do well. And after that went viral, I just tried to be as consistent as I could. And once I dropped the song, it was kind of hard because I ran out of content ideas. But so Instagram is a completely different story. I posted the same video because after I was like focusing strictly on TikTok, I started to kind of repost them because I had saw, it might have been a video you posted actually. Somebody was saying that different platforms, sometimes the video would do better, or, you know, just use the same video. So I don't think I posted the same day. I think I posted it maybe a couple days later, and it did not do good. And then randomly a week later, it started going viral. On Instagram. So, and then I actually was growing faster on Instagram from that video than TikTok, which was surprising to me because I didn't post that much on Reels. It actually wasn't my first viral video. It was my first like 1 million view viral video, but I had posted a video on TikTok about a situation I had with like this guy and a record label, and I reposted it to Instagram. It didn't do well at all on TikTok, but I reposted it. Went viral on Instagram. I made like a follow-up video, and I think like both of those did like 30K or something. And so that was my first time seeing like growth from, or those type of views on Instagram. So that kind of happened before the viral the viral video on TikTok. But I didn't really grow from them. I think it helped when the viral video for my song went viral on Instagram, because people could that was the only video of me like talking and showing my personality. So it definitely helped me grow on Instagram too. But as far as like the growth with those talking videos versus like the song, it was completely different too.
Okay. So just to clarify, which one had more growth for you? Was it the talking videos or the music video?
Definitely the music video. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so like the
Mhm.
talking video, sorry.
No, keep going, keep going.
Sorry, it probably was all over the place, but the talking videos helped with, I guess, like views. Like people were seeing my account, but they weren't necessarily following me on
Mhm,
Instagram.
mhm,
And then when I had the song go viral, um, I mean the video with the song going viral, then that's when I started seeing like follower growth.
mhm, mhm. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just to add from an outside perspective looking in, like
Mhm.
I think it's evident in everything that you said that you have a foundation of insight of what you're trying to do and that you understand your target demographic.
Mhm.
You've tried to pinpoint what would be optimal in getting it to perform well on different algorithms and also testing out different contents where it may not work here. It may work on another platform. Something that I
Mhm.
noticed, like when I was going through your videos on TikTok, for example, you used a clear hook in the beginning of the video that spoke to
Mhm.
your target demographic, talking about Christian R&B music and how it could be like, the song of the
Mhm.
summer. You use specific targeted hashtags in the post as well to a Christian R&B demographic as well. Things like that are they're they're very basic, but like the fact that you put that in
Mhm.
combination with you actually having quality music as well and also having great visual content as well too, which I guess you understood from branding. All of that
Mhm.
like is pivotal for you. So again, just it's good. Congratulations for you for putting in effort to get into the place that you are right now to reap the rewards. Because I remember like I know you've been following me for maybe like a couple of years or two, and like for me,
Mhm.
seeing you go through this growth, it's something that I saw where you started from and seeing where you are now. It's a great thing to see. So yeah. Um,
Yeah, thank you. Your account has been super helpful. It helped me get through times where like nobody saw me, no one knew who I
mm,
was. And you would always post something, about like keep going and just a lot of helpful stuff that really shifted my mindset in the beginning stage. And I think I had even planned to do like um your marketing, what is it, playlist thing
yeah.
for that song.
Mhm.
But then it went viral and I was like, wow.
No, that's great. That's great. Um, side question related to that. How did it feel, I guess, from the first time going viral? How did it feel having all of that attention happening all at once?
It was very exciting.
Mhm.
I knew the song was special. Like I could just feel it because the way the writing process and all that happened, I guess I just didn't really expect it to happen so fast
Yeah.
because it was almost like instant and like I don't know. I just did not expect that. The video itself, I don't even think is all that good quality. I was practicing my song for like an audition, and I didn't even get the audition, but I got the video out of it, so that's good. But yeah, it wasn't really overwhelming until I guess after the song dropped and people were wanting more, and I was
Yeah. The expectation.
in the process of moving from because school was ending, and
Mhm.
the school is where I was recording
Mhm.
mostly. So, but yeah, it's been wonderful.
That's good. That's good. One second. So now, correct. Actually, no, you already did mention it. You mentioned that before you went viral, you'd already been approached by a label, which you rejected.
Yes.
Could you speak
Mhm.
more on that experience?
Yeah. So, I'm from Mississippi, and I don't know if you've ever heard of Ray Shrimmer, but
Yeah, yeah.
um, they're from
No type.
around the area from where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what'd you
I said
say?
no type. I ain't got no type. But go on.
Oh, yeah. And so there was a relative of mine
Mm-hmm.
who said there was a promoter who kind of helped them. And so he put me in contact with the guy. Um, and he said that he knew a label that was looking for, upcoming female artists. And the label is kind of big. Well,
Mm-hmm.
not really now.
You don't
I
need to
can't even
mention that,
remember.
but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I can't even remember the name off the top of my head, but they had some, some reputable artists under their name. So I went to meet with the guy, and overall it was just a bad experience. So it kind of made me realize, like, maybe the music I was putting out wasn't very, like, true to who I actually was. And it's not even that it was, like, it wasn't bad. It's not vulgar or anything. Like, my first song is still out there, and people think that it's Christian R&B now with the rebrand. But I think, like, Christian R&B is more who I am, and I could kind of see just from the conversations I was having with him that the image or the way that they wanted to brand me was not it. Like, it was not who I am. Yeah, it's just, it wouldn't have been authentic. And I feel like I was kind of getting pushed to early on just be somebody who I'm not, or stand for something that I don't stand for. So he had sent me a song from the label with one of their artists they want me to be a feature on. And it was called, like, Beg For It. And I had told him early on, like, I don't want to make music about anything sexual, like, that's just not who I am. Clean music. And he was just kind of like, yeah, they all start out like that. And I was like, okay, but that's, like, what I want to keep doing. Like, that's who I am.
Yeah.
So I turned him down, and I was hesitant about it just because I saw it as, a potential opportunity. But after thinking about it for, like, a day or two, I was like, I'd rather just wait and actually get to be authentic to who I am as an artist, and, write the songs that I actually care about, because I'm doing this because I actually have, like, I'm passionate about it. I'm not just doing it for a quick bug, like. And he was like, if you turn them down, they're probably never going to want to work with you again. I was like, okay, cool. Like, honestly, the feeling is mutual. Because So, yeah, that really pivoted my rebrand to Christian R&B. And yeah, I think it was definitely a good as far as, like, learning from the experience. And it really taught me to, like, stay true to who I am over, like, putting my hopes in a label, or trying to work with people just because they have a name, or So
no, that's good. Hearing you say that shows me, like, you had an awareness to reflect and the character to stay true to what represents you and who you want to be. It's not an easy thing to decide so early on in your career. I went through a similar thing where I was entering in my first year of music. I was trying to work with people, and I just didn't like the way people were moving, communicating, and it made me have the focus that, okay, whatever I'm going to do with music, I want to have a primary focus on building out my ecosystem, my system by myself, so I don't have to compromise myself in associating with people I don't align with. So, like, I've gone through that experience, like, and I'm happy that you made the decision to stick true, because in the end it panned out well for you very quickly from that. So that's great to see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so since your music has gone viral, have you been approached by any labels, publishers, or any other entities?
Yeah, I've been approached by another label that's well known for Christian artists, and we've been in touch. There's nothing, set in stone yet. I've been kind of scoped out by some more labels, but although I'm a Christian artist, I'm still learning, like, everyone in the Christian industry, because it really wasn't something I grew up listening to or being familiar with. So I'm still having to learn, like, even the people that are approaching me. And just, like, learning who they are, and, looking at their artists, seeing, or about, just kind of looking at their branding, and it's a lot to think about. So thankfully, like they're being really understanding and they're moving slow, because I think it's overwhelming to kind of just be like hit with it and and trying to move fast. So I'm grateful that everything's moving slow. It can kind of be frustrating,
Hmm.
but it's really a blessing in disguise, because I'd rather to take my time with it and just I'm still learning a
Hmm.
lot. Like I'm so new
Yeah.
to being an artist.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Erin McKnight?
Aaron McKnight. Yes. Mhm.
Okay, I was gonna
Slightly.
recommend you following her if you don't know her.
Yeah.
She's a manager in music. She's
Mhm.
worked in the Christian music scene. She's very intelligent. Has a lot of great
Mhm.
ideas. So like I would recommend also like just following her. She's spoken about her experience working in the Christian music industry in the past in her podcast and various other things. So I feel like she could be a good person for you to follow and listen to as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think I saw her account, but I didn't really know who she was.
Hmm.
So thank you. Yeah, I'll look into that.
Okay. So yeah, I guess similar to the earlier question. So aside from these people approaching you, like, do you currently have a team? What kind of roles do you have on your team if you do have a team right now?
Yeah, so I have a very small team. It's so far just me and my producer.
Hmm.
Um he pretty much does everything though. Like he engineers, he mixes, he masters. So
Hmm.
he's pretty much a one-stop shop. And then we actually have a mutual friend that is um like into film. So for visuals and like my lyric video that I have, we've been working together as far as like content and visuals. That's pretty much it. Um,
Okay.
I've kind of been hoping to get in touch with more people that could help.
Hmm.
But like I said, just taking things slow and still just learning.
Is the mutual friend also, does he go to the same college as you?
No, he doesn't. We actually all grew up in the same area here in
Okay.
Mississippi.
No, that's
So
good.
yeah.
I'd say also take the opportunity to network with people in your college who are in the music scene, business scene, anything,
Hmm.
because a lot of those people are going to move on to having careers in the future.
Hmm.
So just, be in there, join clubs, build relationships, and you'll have now a nice, solid foundation and support system of people that you can do business with in the future. So definitely something to take advantage of while you're there as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just going through. Oh, so
Mm-hmm.
so here's another thing that's interesting. So, like I said, like I saw when you were following my Instagram like way back, and I remember you posted this one video of you. I believe you were performing at a wedding, and it was you essentially doing that to, I guess, overcome stage fright. And yeah, so so like first almost like let's. I'll first the first question I'll ask you is like, how was it over doing something that intimidated you, you were afraid of, but you decided to take on the challenge anyways? How was that for you?
Hmm. It was definitely a learning experience. Yeah, I've always been super, super shy about singing in front of people. Like I love singing, I can sing all day, but for some reason, when I'm in front of people on stage, I usually if I get too nervous, I'll forget the words. So,
Mm,
um, that video actually was a year or two old, and when I was trying to post consistently, I was like, "What do I have that I can post?" So
might as well
I
share.
listened and I listened. I was like, this is actually kind of good, so might as well post it.
Hmm.
And it was actually an event at school. Um, they would have like open mics at not the school I'm currently at, but the first school I went to. And so I signed up and I was like, I'm gonna make myself do this because like I can't be a singer and be afraid to sing on stage. So I didn't really practice like slightly, but
Hmm.
I just got up there and it was a very chill environment. Like it was just an open mic. It wasn't a big crowd. So um I definitely messed up. But I kept doing it. Yeah, I kept doing it. The crowd was understandable. So I learned the more you open up and you're honest with them, like,
Yeah.
I think I probably got up there and was like, I'm so nervous. And they're probably like, oh Lord. But at the end of the day, they were understandable. And, I would never get up there and say that again. But while I was learning, it just kind of, helped. And I think that video was actually like when people had left, it was over with. Me and my friends just stayed, and I was like, get some videos. So I wasn't as nervous in the video.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was definitely a lot of growth. I gained a lot of growth from making myself do that. I think I did those open mics like 3 or 4 times maybe, and just other events that I knew would be kind of small crowds.
Yeah.
And I still have a lot of performance experience to gain. So I think lack of experience just kind of makes me more nervous anyway. But the more I do it, I always get better. So
that's how it goes. That's how it goes. And just so you know, it's perfectly normal. Like a lot of performers all deal with nerves when it comes to performing. I know, like when I was singing a lot more when I was younger too, like there was always nerves going into it, but the simplest way to not necessarily overcome nerves, but not have nerves show while you're performing, is really just to practice your set a lot. Like practice it till it becomes like muscle memory. And when you're on the stage, it's almost like your body takes over for you. So that's what really helped when I was like performing before. It was just doing the sets over and over again, practicing them as much as possible. And it works also with like presentation, speaking, and so many things. It's just doing it over and over and over again to like it by heart. And when you get on stage, the autopilot almost kind of kicks in. So like that was something that helped when it came to performing. But yeah. I saw this other video that you posted about. It was the video from when I believe you were 15, 16, about recording yourself to learn. That's I think I've done that as well too. So yeah, it's do you still do that now?
Sometimes I do more so voice memos, and I'm trying to practice like practice new things with my voice. But yeah, I learn a lot from just listening and watching other people. So I'm always trying to get out of my comfort zone. So I'll listen to a song that I feel like is way out of my range, and then I'll just sing it back and be like, oh Lord. But something I've had to start doing also that's helped a lot along with listening back to myself, it's just vocal exercises. Like if I would have known how much they help when I was 15, who knows where I'd be now. So
what kind of vocal exercises do you do?
I have like a go-to person I'm subscribed to on YouTube. I cannot think of her name, but usually I'll just go to her and her page and do her strengthening exercises, because I'm very soft-spoken. I guess it just comes from growing up being super shy. So definitely strengthening my voice so that I can just make it through a set. And like what's the famous vocal coach? I think her name is like Cheryl. I try to do her exercises. They're so intense. But yeah, I make sure I warm up every day, because I used to just sing. I didn't really prioritize warming up. Yeah, so I do that. Yeah, I do that daily now, even if I'm not gonna sing. And I started drinking a gallon of water a day, and it helped so much.
Yep. No, that's good. You have, at least you figured out like a system for yourself when it comes to getting your vocals to its best state for singing. Okay. Another question for you. What inspired you to do music?
So, I grew up in church, singing in the church choir. Around my mom's side of the family, we all pretty much sung in the choir together. And then on my dad's side, my dad actually sang in a group. He was a singer. He sang locally. He didn't really like record his own music. He's old school. He didn't want to use like all the new school technology and stuff. So But yeah, he was actually in a group called like Lane Chapel Quintet. They mostly sung at like churches, funerals, just any event, like smaller events, like cover songs. I don't think they had any originals. But my dad really wasn't in my life until about early high school, so 2015 maybe. So being around him more these last few years of my life really, I guess, like unlocked that singer side of me that I had always hid because I was shy, but he knew it was in there because he has it. So he would always encourage me and make me sing in front of people, even though I was terrified. Like we'd be at the mall and he's like, my daughter can sing. And I just, I would sing for them like in the mall downtown. And usually people's reactions were like really good. And so little stuff like that definitely encouraged me. And then in 2020, he passed away from COVID.
I'm sorry.
And yeah, thanks. It definitely made me realize like how special singing was to me, because like our bond, like we did it a lot together. And since I was so shy, like when I was with him, I don't know, I guess it just made it more special because that was a side of me like I could show to him, and he helped me to grow a lot, and he taught me like harmonies and stuff, and he would always get me to try stuff. And so when he passed, I naturally just started singing more whenever I would, think about him. It just kind of, to me, like kept him alive in a way. Like probably sounds a little weird, but
no, it doesn't at all. It doesn't sound weird at all. He's living on through you. But yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, you're good. But yeah, so I knew that how much it also meant to him, and how I could keep that going. I really was thankful that I could go to YouTube and watch videos of him singing, even though he's not here. Like that part of him is still alive, and there's even CDs and a bunch of music that he was able to give me. So yeah, initially it just started off, I guess, as like keeping those memories alive, and then I realized, like, I was like, I think I'm meant to do this because I wrote my first verse, and it came so easily, and I enjoyed it so much. I was like, why have I been hiding this my whole life? Like, my dad wanted me to do it. Like, I might as well just do it and try it, because I was like, he was taken away from me so unexpectedly. I could wake up tomorrow and my voice be gone, and I never got to try it. So
yeah,
I just tried it, and I became really, really serious about it really early. So,
and it showed. Like, I can see from the harmony videos you do, from all the various TikToks that you've posted, like I can see how much effort you're putting into it. And again, great job again. Like it really does show. So just keep doing what you're doing, and if you love it, just keep doing it, enjoying it, learning as much as you can while you're doing it. And yeah, and also try to have fun of it as well too as you do it.
Thank you.
No, for sure. All right, so for my final question, now your music is getting a lot of good traction. You have a sizable amount of people following you on TikTok and Instagram. What are your next steps?
Yeah, so currently I'm trying to focus on collabing with as many people as I can, as well as just writing a lot more, because a lot of people was like, we want more, and even myself, like, I want to do a lot more. So I'll be a senior this upcoming fall, and I actually was able to talk to my advisors and stuff and just explain to them my situation. So they're being very helpful, and I'm gonna be able to finish online so I can continue to write and go to the studio, because I really this year slacked a lot in school because I started to treat music as my day job and school like my, side job instead of vice versa. So I'm really trying to position myself to where I can get in the studio more, and I'm currently working on an EP, so I'm excited to put that out. It'll be my first collection of songs, and as far as like Christian R&B, I have only two of those out. So just writing more and expanding my team, hopefully, because I want to start getting into things like shows and more events. I've been asked to travel, but it's just so much, and like I said, I have a 2-person team, so definitely getting people that can help me to be able to do those things. So and just getting into being able to support myself from my career, whether that be, just more streams and sync placements, or, just being able to do music full time, especially since I'm about to graduate. I don't really want to have to work, like a 9 to 5 and treat music as, part-time or, side job. So that's pretty much what I'm working on.
Okay.
As far as like signing or not signing, I have no idea at the moment. Like I said, I've been in touch with labels, but so that's a possibility too. So also with school being online, if I were to do that, I'd be able to still finish and, hopefully dabble both if I decide to do that.
Okay. And this will be your final year of school, right?
Yes, I'll be a senior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, no, again, it's good that they're not putting pressure onto you. Definitely take your time, potentially look into getting a lawyer to help you go through the agreements as well. One thing I wanted to say, are you potentially building an email list right now?
So I do have a website that I made on Canva, and I was able to like use, I think, HubSpot, so people could give me their emails. But as far as like managing it and
for sure
actually making emails and sending them out, I have not worked that into my schedule. But I do have a few emails. But
okay, just a thought, something that you may want to consider. You could consider doing maybe like a free contest in exchange for emails, and have it something that's specific that your target demographic would want. So because I don't know if you've experienced it or not, but like TikTok and Instagram, the algorithm is always changing. You never know when they're going to flip on you. So ideally, while you have it, you want to try and get as much of that data for yourself, get them in your own email list. So at least you have a direct means of communication. You can get to them directly without having to worry about the algorithm. So that's something I would, potentially recommend that you consider. And other than that, like you've already said it, you have the brand, which is your foundation. You have solid music, which is your product. You already have a content and marketing strategy. Realistically, all you kind of have to do is just to figure out your sale points and where you want to generate income from as an artist. You mentioned sync placements, considering maybe getting into like performing and so on. Like, I think those are the main steps. Like, once you have all those things that's mentioned, having the ability to communicate with your audience directly, and then you have things that you can offer for sale. At that point, you have a full-fledged business because you've set up the foundation in every section. So that's something for you to consider.
Yeah. Do you know any specific or like the best platforms for like possibly doing the contest for emails?
For sure. One of them is toneden.io.
You said tone.
TONEDEN.io.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's actually the only one that's coming to mind right now, but I'm pretty sure they have a free version for it, and they might have an upgraded version if you want to do more things, but that's something definitely you can use. to try doing that and generating.
Yeah.
There are just a variety of things and strategies you can do to
Mhm.
collect free emails. Whoever is offering like a exclusive clip to like or like early access to like the music video you have performed, anything really that will get your audience interested. You
Yeah.
do that, then just from there you just offer the email in exchange. But yeah,
Cool. Thanks.
cool. No worries, no worries. But yeah, that's essentially everything. Thank you so much for making the time to come on the podcast. I had a great time talking to you. I'm wishing good things for you in your career moving forward. And yeah, is there
Thank you.
anything
I
you want?
appreciate it.
No worries, no worries. Is there anything you want to let the audience know? Like mention your Instagrams and TikTok handles.
Oh yeah, my Instagram and TikTok are both Sajay, I believe. Actually, there is Sajay, so ITSCEJAE,
Mm-hmm.
and on all music platforms, it's just Sajay, CE with the asterisk over it, and then JAE.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'd just say, whatever your God-given talent is, make sure to pursue that. You know, this life might seem long, but it's not as long as we think.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're here, you might as well do what you're put here to do, even if it seems scary.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather be an artist for the rest of my life and be broke than to work a 9 to 5 and be miserable and rich.
Mm-hmm.
And I just learned that early on. So, and if you don't know, what you're good at, definitely figure it out.
Yeah.
Because once you do, it'll be so worth it.
Okay. All right, Sajay, it was great talking to you. Take care. Have a good rest of your day, okay?
Thanks, you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.